Marty was found in a dumpster with open wounds, a broken spine, and injuries to his hind legs. Likely the doings of his captors, who disposed of him like he was no more than trash. And this behavior is not uncommon for puppy mill owners. Luckily, Marty was rescued by Cause for Paws and found a loving home. But just because Marty's story originates from overseas does not mean that puppy mills are non-existent in Canada. In fact, in provinces like Quebec and Ontario, there's an estimated 1,800 puppy mills in operation that generate the birth of over 400,000 dogs each year. This means that in Canada, if you have bought a dog, there's a 90% chance that it was raised in a puppy mill. Good afternoon. My name is Madeleine Rickman, and my capstone pitch addresses the greatest hallmark of the commercial dog breeding industry. A volatile reality that surrounds us without our knowledge, puppy mills. But what is a puppy mill? Well, it's an establishment housing hundreds to thousands of dogs to sell them for as little effort and expense as possible in order to maximize profit. To achieve this, dogs are caged, malnourished, abused, and some are only kept around for the sole purpose of breeding. I saw an opportunity to discourage the support of puppy mills by instead supporting shelters. My first way in doing this was holding a drive for pet supplies, which I then donated to Cause for Paws. After researching the root of the problem last year, I found that the majority of people were not exposed to correct resources. With this in mind, in grade 12, I got the idea to host an adoption event to connect, educate, and encourage my community toward shelter adoption. This was no easy task to take on alone and required 6 months of planning. My first challenge was to seek out funding. I came across Rising Youth, an organization that extends financial support to student-led action projects. After filling out a grant application and several weeks of screening, I was awarded a $750 grant. I then had to find a space, arrange a date, and make and get decorations and supplies. I had to communicate with many people, including 30 volunteers, food and entertainment vendors, and of course, I had to reach out to local shelters. The partners I secured were Cause for Paws, Paws Above Rescue, and Dogs in Better Spaces. To market the event, I not only advertised throughout the PC community, but also used social media outlets as tools to spread the word. I purchased a Facebook ad targeting specific hashtags for my intended audience, and this collected a great deal of traffic, reaching the screens of 10,500 people across York Region. In the end, Hearts and Barks finally came to be and attracted about 200 guests passing in and out from the PC and local community. The event allowed guests to meet the shelter dogs and had activities, entertainment, and lots of food. It turned out better than I ever could have imagined and made the long weeks of planning entirely worth it. The event was able to raise $550 for shelter adoption, which was an amazing result. Aside from the money, it allowed each shelter to gain at least 50 contacts each. It created discussion amongst the greater PC community, which will inspire behavior change for generations to come. Here's a journal entry from a junior school student who took away important messages from the event. The event was also covered by the local press in Newmarket today. Being an online resource, this has created awareness to not only those in the Newmarket area, but anyone around the world with access. I'm proud to know that everyone who attended walked away with a better understanding of the issue and exceptional shelter resources to use and pass on. I would love to continue my initiative in communities throughout Ontario. In total, my event cost $780 to throw. Applying the same structure, I would like to host a similar event bi-yearly in other communities to reach more people. While the Valentine's Day theme was very popular, I also would like to hold another during Christmas, as this is a prime time for adoption. Eliminating the cost of reusable resources that remain from the first event, I can approximate the cost to be $1,400 per year. I know this would have great success, as the proposal has already piqued the interest of shelters in King City, Mount Albert, and more. I hope that universal awareness is able to one day put puppy mills out of business, so that no dog exists for any other reason than to be loved and cared for. Thank you.